They threw her a second softball. She was so weak as a candidate, she couldn't even answer that she would do something different. It ricocheted around the world. She was finished.
Well, let me go.
They will never do that again.
That's Shark Tank host and mirror version of Mark Cuban, Kevin O'Leary, slamming Kamala Harris and Democrats for being so embarrassingly bad at politics this election. Welcome to Nerk News. I'm Nerkish, and I'm not sure if any of you caught Kamala Harris's post-election message to her supporters, but she appeared to be plastered and incapable of forming a coherent thought beyond empty platitudes, which naturally is par for the course, but a terrifying reminder of just how terrible of a candidate she was. Here's O'Leary pointing this out on Abby Phillips' CNN show.
The root of this mistake actually came very early on. They didn't run a process. They made an excuse of $317 million in the kitty. They kept the same campaign manager and said, we will anoint this faulted, broken candidate who was inconsequential in her vice presidency, lost in 2019, as you detailed, complete loser in 2020, never could articulate anything, had no compassion for people. And her own advocates, let's not forget this. I remember the minute this happened, I was in Europe. She went on to The View. All those women wanted her to win. They threw her a softball. They threw her a second softball. She was so weak as a candidate, she couldn't even answer that she would do something different. It ricocheted around the world. She was finished.
Well, let me go.
They will never do that again.
Now, whenever O'Leary comes out in favor of Trump or some other conservative politician, liberals immediately like to point out that he's Canadian and should keep his mouth shut, despite the fact that many of them have spent years listening to people like Trevor Noah, John Oliver, and Sam B trash our country. Yet, in this segment, O'Leary actually addresses this by discussing Canada's radical progressive leader, and it immediately triggers the panelists sitting next to him.
Trudeau is at the end of his time. It's a parliamentary system. He's hated by his own people. He's got a few months left. Trump will not be negotiating with him. He's gone. This is like the end of the parliamentary system, like Britain. A few months ago, they whacked their PM. Trudeau he's irrelevant. So now Trump should actually bring down the prime minister in waiting, a guy named Pierre Poilievre. He's much more in sync with Trump. He's going to lift the ban on pipelines, eradicate no more carbon tax, and investing back in Canada. People want to invest there. And he's concerned about the border, concerned about fentanyl. He should go down to Mar-a-Lago now. Trudeau, irrelevant. Doesn't matter.
What does any of this have to do with starting a trade war? Like, why can't you develop relationships with our allies?
It's not a trade war when you get in sync with these two economies. There's no way on earth we're talking about water, paper, power, cars, gas, oil, all coming from Canada. Massive trading partnership. No chance in hell there'll be a tariff.
Because, just finish the sentence. No chance because it would be damaging, or
because
no
it's
chance?
A bad idea.
No, I just want him to finish his idea.
A 25% tariff would devastate both countries. It's not going to happen. But the guy to be negotiating with is not Trudeau. He's a zero right now.
You know, liberals hate it when you mock Trudeau because he's what they wish we had in this country. A woke mid-wit politician who is more focused on image over substance and has no problem using the government to censor and ban its citizens. It's basically a fake tough guy who, whenever they encounter someone like Trump who calls them out on their BS, immediately crumbles and plays ball. And the reason for that, of course, is Trump's a real leader while Trudeau is just a gossipy, self-obsessed theater kid trying to play the part. But let me know what you think. Which direction is the world moving in with this next batch of leaders? Trump or Trudeau? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!